Obama tries to make some brilliant point for gun control, saying that these mass murderers who are on the no-fly list can still go buy a gun. This is the dude that wants to talk to us about common sense concerning gun control. If these people are known to be on a no-fly list, then they should be on a list of people who shouldn't be allowed in our country in the first place. But then again, Obama represents the liberal mindset that says you can be a dude and use the ladies' room if you say you're a woman.
I think what happened. Propaganda.
So Obama, you just admitted that you know that these people are on the no-fly list, yet you haven't had these people kicked out of our country? And you kind of suck as chief law enforcement officer of America. Liberals accuse Americans of being invaders in Iraq and say we shouldn't be there. But it's okay for other people from other countries with ill will towards us to infiltrate our country. Liberals can't even tell the difference in motives. They think America just wants to go over there and steal all their oil. And the pure innocent Islamo migrants are just in America seeking freedom. Heck yeah, Islam is looking for freedom so they can kill it. The only freedom that they're interested in is the so-called freedom to oppress others. You liberals think it's us Christians who want to oppress and point to ridiculous examples of so-called Christianity oppressing people while never pointing to where Jesus teaches oppression and for us to coerce people. Heck, we're instructed to love our enemies. The Bible is a life manual. Meanwhile, the Quran is a death manual. But somehow the Bible is the book targeted for scorn. Liberals swear that poverty is the cause of the violent nature of these people, as they contradict themselves because how can they be violent if Islam is a religion of peace? Where'd they get violent from? I thought they were a religion of peace. And liberals will reach for climate change caused by humans before they'll concede that Islam is an oppressive doctrine that results in poverty. Oh, and of course, oppression and murder. And what makes even less sense and even more contradicting is that liberals try to make the poor out to be the pure and the virtuous. It's the evil rich that does all the murdering, raping, and robbing, not the poor. The poor are always just the innocent victims who never harm anybody. And I'll remind you that liberals will say that at the same time as saying poverty is the cause of violence. Liberals love to act like they're the open-minded, world-embracing champions of the poor. Pfft, really? Try building a Walmart and see how the true colors of liberals comes out on how much they hate the poor. They'll say that they don't want a Walmart because it brings in the lowlifes, the thug element, and the welfare queens. You know, the people that they claim to care so much about. And while liberals treat wealth like it's evil, they always think that throwing somebody else's wealth at the problem is the solution. Generating your own money is strangely not the solution with liberals. Other people's money is the solution with liberals. And if you try to spread the message of independence in the world, then you're just an evil invader. Liberals want to spread the message of dependence. A better world to liberals is a world where people are forced to depend on each other. And then, of course, ultimately depend on the state. And they just fail to realize that poverty, oppression, and murder follows their worldview. They think that the greed of being independent is the killer, but fail to see that it's the greed of people feeling they're entitled to be dependent on the fruits of others is the real killer. But it's like we can't win. Our military goes to alleviate the factions that oppress others and threaten our nation, and liberals say, leave them alone. They have a right to live the way that they live. And then turn right around and say that their violence is driven by their poverty. But it's evil to rescue them from that. And even after that contradiction, what's their even more backward logic? They accuse us of invading them and tell us we shouldn't, but encourage them to just run up in our country like it ain't no thing. I'm Alfonso Rachel with Zonation, and again, liberals are willfully ignorant between what is good and evil. Like Whoopi Goldberg saying that Adolf Hitler was a Christian. Adolf Hitler was about as much of a Christian as Whoopi Goldberg is a gymnast. Hitler did what, according to the teachings of Christ? Actually, Hitler's actions reflected more of the teachings of Muhammad than they ever did the teachings of Christ. Where'd they get violent from? I thought they were a religion of peace.